Today, I would like to discuss a successful trade. I will also address the reasons why novice traders fail and allow winning trades to turn from green to red. Finally, I will explain why you should join Traders War Room instead of some other fake pump and dump server with no professional credibility to their name. With that said, let's go ahead and get into our trade of the week on Boeing ticker symbol BA. So here was the contract that I went with. After doing my due diligence, which we will explain here in a little bit, I decided that the $165 call that expired this week would be the target of my attack. Please take note of both the time and date stamp and the quantity. One thing I want to give you guys guidance on is that you don't need to go super duper heavy. You only need one if it's a good trade setup. This assists you in minimizing your risk of loss and to keep your emotions in check. So like every other trade, you have to have a plan of attack. How I like to do my setup is I always want to get a bird's eye view approach. So I go out with my charts and I usually look for a year-to-date or a 6-month chart. This gives you a lot of trend, and you definitely can see some high points and low points and get a total picture. Take note of the highlighted areas. When planning a trade, start charting and getting comfortable with the charts. I'm looking for a range called the battle zone with similar touch points in the past and present that correlate with momentum and price action. I don't care about candlewick in this phase. I'm looking for meat and potatoes price action. Once you have your bird's eye view, focus and refine. As I do this, I notice patterns I like going out to in. Pay attention to the highlighted areas, the previous high point, the low point, and the V-shaped recovery. We can't consider the breakout yet, as it hadn't happened from the trade setup we're discussing. Take note of the sub-indicators at the bottom. They support our trade idea. Our RSI signals were oversold and rising into a mid-range level. Our MACD crosses bullishly to the upside, runs past midline. And this with increased volume and price action is what creates momentum. Once I notice that, I come in a bit more. I've been doing this for a while, so I can do this type of due diligence quickly, especially when I know what I'm looking for. But describing it takes longer because I want novice traders to fully understand the thought process of a professional trader while they're looking for their kill shot. Let's revisit our trade. Focus on the highlighted areas. Typically, a double top signals a downside reversal. The arrow indicates this potential. And yes, the downside quick play was there, but that's small potatoes. We're looking for the big meal. We want to see if it accepts or rejects the previous support line based on price action. Since we rejected the support line and continued up, we entered long to look for a breakout. If we had accepted the support line and continued lower, we'd likely have a two-legged downside strategy. Looking at the trade, we could have entered at 26 when we hit the trending bottom. However, we likely wouldn't have entered because we were waiting to confirm the downtrend. Hindsight being 2020, this entry would have been great since we pushed to the upside. But we stuck to our plan, which is important. Discipline is key. We waited for confirmation before pulling the trigger. So moving into our trade, once we got the confirmation that aligned with our plan, we went ahead and pulled the trigger, and we got in close to the $65 range. Again, this was our trade. You can see we got in at 67. We bought 2 contracts, and our total cost was about $136. We pushed well on the day and saw almost a 100% increase from our entry. Taking profits or trimming our position would be a good idea, but we wanted to maximize our game. We knew the setup was solid, and breakouts usually increase the trend's distance. While taking profits would be profitable, we aimed for the kill shot. With a small amount of money, the risk-reward ratio was high enough to hold for the expected move. We're not idiots, so any well-thought-out plan has an exit strategy. A typical exit strategy one use when I'm not in too deep and the reward-to-risk ratio favors the reward side is about 50%. I considered cutting or averaging down if we had lowered past 45 to 50% from our entry, but we didn't reach the stop-loss zone. So we stayed disciplined and rolled with it into the swing. And as you can see, the risk paid off because we absolutely exploded just as we charted and expected from the breakout of retesting previous highs. Coming out of the trade above $300 from our entry of $67 gave us a beautiful profit of more than 400%. Now that is what I call a killer trade. Alright, that's all I got for you today. Quick question. So why Traders War Room? First and foremost, we don't just provide entry and exit alerts. Instead, We teach you the how and why of trading and investing, empowering you to generate income and achieve financial freedom on your own terms. Secondly, and arguably more importantly, you'll be joining a community of actual professionals with real-world experience. Unlike some lucky kids who caught an awesome trend on GameStop or Dogecoin, trading with ChatGPT, we're not just amateurs. We're real traders and investors who make a living from it. We pay our bills, house payments, car payments, and sometimes even alimony and child support. When you join our server, you'll gain access to the real deal, Wall Street experience that's not just hype or teenage bravado, but the hard-earned knowledge and skills of seasoned professionals. So quit wasting that money that's not teaching you how to make money. Join true professionals and come trade with TWR Bulls. We offer everything at a premium competitive price compared to our peers, who charge double and provide only a fraction of our offerings. We're a true one-stop shop for traders and investors. However, take advantage of our current prices before they increase at the start of the year. We offer too much to keep our prices this low. There's no other server that can provide everything we do with our experience to back it up. The link to join is in the description. I hope to see you when the market bell rings.
In the traders war room, warring with the market every day we on Zoom. Never gonna quit, ain't no way we gonna lose. I done made a profit and it's way before noon. Way to go, dude, come and learn how to trade stocks.